A very good morning to all the students. This video for the class 7th subject science chapter number 13, that is motion and time. This is your lecture number 2nd. So in today's video we are going to cover the periodic motion of a simple pendulum or a pendulum. Next about the oscillation motion. Third one is the units of the time and the speed. What are the unit of the time and the unit of the speed? Next about the speedometer and odometer, and at last the distance time graph. So let us begin this lecture with the first topic, that is periodic motion of a simple pendulum. So in this, the modern life, it's depend on the precious time. So Galileo is the scientist who first time discovered or demonstrate the characteristics of the simple pendulum. So pendulum means the measurement of a small interval or less than an hour was made possible when pendulum clocks were developed. Okay, so scientists use the concept of a pendulum to design clocks and watches. Next is about the pendulum. So a simple pendulum contains a bob. It is metallic ball or a stone which is suspended from a rigid stand with the help of a thread. A simple pendulum displays to and fro or the oscillatory motion. So its oscillatory motion is a type of a periodic motion at a fixed interval of time. Oscillatory motion is the to and the fro motion of the pendulum is called as oscillatory motion. Next is the picture about the pendulum. So this is the simple pendulum. Simple pendulum consists of a small metal ball that is suspended from the fixed point, from this rigid support from this point, so such that it can swing freely under the influence of the gravity. So the small metal ball is called as bob. Okay, and the length of the thread from the point of suspension to the center of the bob is the length of the pendulum. This is the length of the pendulum. From here, the length of the thread from the point of the suspension to the center of the bob is the length of the pendulum, and the time period of this pendulum depend on the length of its pendulum. When the pendulum is at rest, is at a position, this is called as the mean position or the center position or the rest position. Okay, when it swings, this bob moves along an arc. So it moves from A, this bob moves from A direction to the B. Okay, and then from back B to A, and then from again A to C and C to A. So B is the extreme position and the C is the extreme position, and the rest position, mean position, is A. Okay, so the movement of a bob to and away from its mean position, from its mean position to and away from its mean position. So from the A position to B and B to A, then A to C and C to A. So or a one full swing from B to A to C and C to A to B, that is the full swing. It's called as one oscillation. Okay, C, this extreme position to the mean position to the extreme, CAB and BAC. So this is the complete one oscillation, and the distance between this C to A and A to B is called as the amplitude of the oscillation. Okay, the distance between the extreme position to the mean position and mean position to the extreme position, that is the amplitude of the oscillation. So amplitude is the maximum distance that the pendulum moves away from the mean position while oscillating. Okay. Next is about the oscillation when the bob moves from its center, from its mean position to its extreme end. It is said to be a complete one oscillation. Then is how to find out the time period of a pendulum. So the time taken by the pendulum bob to complete one oscillation is called time period. The time taken to complete the one oscillation is called the time period of the pendulum, and this time period of a pendulum depend on the length of the thread it is suspended from that fixed point. So to finding out the time period is, the formula is number of oscillation divided by the time taken. How much time it will take at the number of oscillation, that is the time period of a pendulum. Okay, next is about the units of the time and unit of the speed. So we all know that the unit of the time is, the standard unit of time is second. So it is denoted as small s. The smallest unit of a time that can be measured by a modern day clock or a watch is a second. So hence second is a basic unit of a time, this is the standard unit. Okay, and time is usually measured in minutes, in hours also. So we all know that in 1 minute is equal to 16 seconds, and in 1 hour is equal to 16 minutes, and in a 1 day is 24 hours. Okay, next is about the unit of a speed. So the standard unit or the SI unit of speed is meter per second. So speed can also be expressed as kilometer per hour if an object cover a large distance over a number of hours. So that is kilometer per hour. Okay, this meter per second is the SI unit of average speed. Next is in the kilometer per hour. We can measure the distance in a kilometer per hour only when the object cover a large distance over a number of hours. Okay, for example, when the airplane covers hundreds of kilometers in a few hours. So the speed of an airplane is expressed in kilometer per hour. Okay, and in meter per second, when the object cover a small distance in a short time, then the speed is expressed in meter per second. For example, if a ball rolls for the 5 meter in 10 seconds, okay, and the speed of the ball is expressed in meter per second. The speed of this ball will be written as 0.5 meter per second. So next, for example, if a boy takes 10 minutes to reach the school, which is 6 km away, and his average speed in meter per second, so will be calculated as, so here you have to calculate, you have to convert the kilometer per hour into meter per second. So we have to find out the average speed in meter per second. So the distance is 6 km and the time is 10 minutes. So the formula of the speed is, the total distance is 6 km. So in 1 km is equal to 1000 meter. So 6 multiplied by 1000 is equal to 6000 meter. In the same way, time, the time taken to reach the school is 10 minutes. So in 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 10 multiplied by 60, then we got 600 seconds. And the formula of the speed is distance upon time. So the distance here is 6000 meter and time is 600 seconds. So the answer will be the 10 meter per second. This is the answer of this question. Okay, simply you have to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second, because in question it is written that the average speed in meter per second. So distance, firstly we have to convert this kilometer into meter. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So 6 into 1000 is 6000 meter. Okay, in the same way, in a time, in 1 minute is equal to how much second? 60 seconds. So 10 multiplied by 60, then is equal to 600 seconds. Okay, if the in question it's written is 10 hours, so we have to convert hour into minutes and into second. Okay, next is one more thing. Please note that the symbol of all units, the symbols of all the units are always written in singular, okay, not in plural. Like for example, here the 6 kilometer. So we cannot written as kilometer kms. Okay, so we have to write kilometer per hour. Okay, we cannot write this kilometer as a kms. So kilometer is as a only k and m. Okay, next is about the speedometer. So it is a device which is used in vehicles such as cars and trucks, which measures the speed in the kilometer per hour. It's a device which used in the vehicles and the many types of the cars and trucks, which measures the speeds in kilometer per hour. Okay, so this device indicates the speed of a vehicle when it is in motion. So speedometer tells the speed of a moving vehicle at that instant of the time. Okay, so this is the picture of the speedometer. So speedometer is fitted on the top of the scooter or on motorcycle. So it can be seen on the dashboard of the car and buses also. So you will observe that it has that the unit marked as kilometer per hour, okay, written on it. So its display shows that speed of the vehicle. Next is about the odometer. Odometer is a device which measures the distance travelled by a vehicle in meters or in kilometers. So there is a, so this is the picture of odometer. So this another meter fitted in the vehicles that measure the distance travelled by the vehicle. How much distance travelled by the vehicle, that is odometer. Okay, so at this bar you can easily see that the how much kilometers this vehicle had covered. Okay, by knowing the odometer reading, one can estimate the distance travelled at any specific time by this floating distance time graph. Okay, next is about the distance time graph. So a graph which represents the distance travelled by an object with respect to the time is called a distance time graph. So distance time graph is also known as a line graph. In distance time graph, it shows how much distance has been travelled by a moving object with respect to the time. Okay, it represents the motion of an object after the specific intervals of the time. So in this picture you can see here the distance time graph. So distance time graph is drawn by the plotting time on the x-axis, time written on the, this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis. So time on the x-axis and distance on the y-axis. So what you have to do, you have to take a sheet of a graph paper and from this point, from a 0 point, mark a horizontal line. Okay, this is the x-axis, this horizontal line is the x-axis and this vertical line is the y-axis. So you can choose a scale to represent the distance and the time. For example, one can take time, this here, the time is 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes and 4 minutes and 5 minutes. Okay, in the same way distance is in 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer and 4 kilometer. In the same way 5, 6 and 7. Okay, next you have to mark the point representing the time in seconds, minutes and years. So at an equal distance along the line on the x-axis. Similarly, mark the distance in the meter, kilometer at the equal intervals on this vertical line. And then plot the time on the x-axis on the horizontal line and distance on the y-axis on the vertical line. Next is about the distance time graph for the uniform motion. So this straight line of a distance time graph is a linear or a straight line. So in a uniform motion, when an object traveling in a uniform motion, it's moved with a constant speed or the uniform speed. Okay, the object covers the equal distance in equal interval of time. Here this person traveled 1 kilometer in 1 minute. Okay, again he traveled 2 kilometer in 2 minutes or in 2 hours, 3 kilometer in 3 hours, 4 kilometer in 4 hours. So here the speed is constant because this object covered the equal distance in the equal interval of time. So this distance time graph is a linear or a straight line. Okay, this straight line of the distance time graph indicate that the speed of the object. Next is about the comparison of a speed on a distance time graph. So speed of the two moving object can be compared by plotting their speed on the same distance time graph. So here this is the A position or A object, and here this one is the B object, and time on the x-axis and on the y-axis this displays the distance. Okay, here in the slope B, so this slope B or this is a slope A. This slope represent the speed of an object. So speed formula is the distance upon time. So this slope A is steeper than a slope B. Okay, as this slope represents the speed, and the speed of the object A, this speed of the object A is higher than the speed of object B. So hence we can say that the object A is moving faster than this object B, because in A object, here the distance, for example, mention here that is a 6 kilometer. Okay, so this A object covered the 6 kilometer distance in 5 hours. Okay, let's suppose it's 5 hours, and in a B object it covered the 3 kilometer distance in 8 hours. So you can easily answer it, or you can easily understand it by this graph, that object, we can say that this object A is moving faster than this object B, because A object take lesser time to cover the distance and B object take the higher time to reach at this place. Okay, next is about the distance time graph for the non-uniform motion. So the distance time graph for the non-uniform motion is non-linear, or it is a curved line. So here the time on x-axis and distance on the y-axis. So in a non-uniform motion, the speed of the moving object change with the time. Okay, speed of the object changes with the time and is considered to be a non-constant, because here the speed is going to be changed. There is a no straight line now, so the speed is changed here. It is non-constant. Because of the changing the speed, the object doesn't cover the same distance in an equal interval of a time. So this distance time graph for non-uniform motion is non-linear, or it's a curved line. Okay, here because here the speed is changes at a different interval of a time. Here at the 2 kilometer, suppose it's a 2 kilometer, its time is about the 3 hour. Okay, and 4 kilometer again its time is changing. So it's a non-uniform motion, because there is a no speed is going to be constant in this non-uniform motion. Speed is non-constant. Next is about homework solution. So question number 1 is, which of the following cannot be used for measurement of the time? So these are the options: a leaking tap, simple pendulum, shadow of an object during the day, blinking of the eyes. So the answer is blinking of the eyes. So this is we cannot be used for the measurement of the time as a blinking of eyes. Next is about the question number 2. Paheli and Bujo have to cover different distances to reach their school, but they take the same time to reach the school. So what can you say about their speed? So we can say that their speed will be different from one another, because Paheli and Bujo have to cover the different distances to reach their school, but they take the same time to reach the school. So that's why we can say that their speed will be different from one another. Okay, that's why they take the same time to reach the school. The homework of today's lecture. So question number first is, a spaceship travels 36,000 kilometer in 1 hour. So you have to express its speed in kilometer per second. So you have to find the speed here. The formula of speed is distance upon time. And one more thing, the answer will be in kilometer per second, not kilometer per hour. So you have to change the hour into second. Next is the question number second. Bujo walks to a school which is at distance of 3 km from his home in 30 minutes. So on reaching, he finds that the school is closed and comes back by a bicycle with his friend and reaches home in 20 minutes. So his average speed in kilometer per hour. So you have to answer it, find out the average speed in kilometer per hour. In question, that the time is in minutes. So you have to convert minutes into hours. Okay. So these are the option 8.3, 7.2, 5 and 3.6 kilometer per hour. Next is the question number third. A bus travels 54 kilometer in 90 minutes. So the speed of the bus is, so you have to answer this question in meter per second. Okay, convert this kilometer into meter and minutes into second. Then apply the formula, speed is equal to distance upon time. Okay, so this is it about this video. Hope you have understood this video. Thank you and have a nice day.